Hello, everybody out there, and welcome back to another awesome episode of Comic Book Weekly, your weekly show where we talk about comic book news, comic books, top fives, and much, much more. I'm Chris, Dark Avenger, C86. To my side, we have Kat, Comic Uno.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Underneath me, Brady Bunchstyle, we got Mike, Comic Book Corner 2.0 as the, wow, that is crazy. The thunder.
I know, it's really bad.
When I said Mike Spider said Comic Book Corner 2.0, we had thunder. That's, oh boy, the god.
Am I like the god of thunder now?
Maybe.
You are. We'll discuss it. We'll definitely have some Thor discussions. So,
what's up, guys?
Diagonal from me. Maybe we'll get some lightning for that one. We got Mike, dude of Rock 18.
Hey guys, Rock 18 here.
I guess not, because I don't hear any thunder, but there's a lot of rain.
Whatever. I got the PlayStation going.
How'd
So
you get that shirt?
Didn't you see my Facebook? I got it from GameStop.
Nope.
Well, man, did you check it out?
Well, it's okay. Not many people pay attention to my Facebook anyway. But I got it from GameStop. So
Interesting.
Promoting GameStop.
Promoting GameStop, the one place you don't want to sell or buy games.
That's honestly true. But yeah, we are going to get to some news, but I think we wanted to announce the codes we're giving away beforehand.
So really awesome that today on Amazon or anywhere you buy your local DVD Blu-rays, today season 2 of Titans dropped on Blu-ray and DVD. And as you all know, I like to collect the Blu-rays for Titans. I like to collect several Blu-rays, but with all Blu-rays, you get a digital code. I don't use the digital codes. I don't go digital. If I'm going to watch it, I'm going to watch it here or I'll watch it on the streaming service. So with that being said, I actually have the digital code for season 2. So I also have the digital codes for season 1 because we never did a contest for season 1 either. So today on the show, if you're interested in winning not one, but both Titan seasons 1 and 2 complete on digital download, all you have to do is comment on the channel. And if you'd like to retweet the show, that'd be awesome. We'll be putting all of the commenters' names into a pool. And then at the end of the show, right before we get into most anticipated, we will draw a winner. And the winner will get an email. You'll have to share your email with us. And we will email you from Comic Frontlines the codes for both seasons. And you can enjoy Titans for yourself if you haven't watched it already. So.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. And it's cool because really the only place you can watch it is the streaming service or DVD. So, yeah. And of course, guys, as we do the news, if you have any questions you want to ask us throughout the show, definitely ask. But let's get started. First news piece we're going to discuss, and first of all, C2E2 this weekend. So that's why we do have, I guess, a somewhat good amount of news, at least from Marvel. Not as much from DC, but let's start talking about some DC news first, just because it's a follow-up from last week. And it seems to be from C2E2 that it is Jim Lee who's going to be staying as a sole publisher of DC Comics, which I think is good. I don't feel like it's a good thing to get so many hands in the pot. Let's just have the guy who's been running it with Dan Didio. So I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't make sense to bring in another person, maybe not even someone from the outside. So just why not leave it, like you said, with the person that has been there all this time. And honestly, without having to go to Didio, it's kind of like, hey, I'm Jim Lee. I can, I don't need to talk to another person. So I don't know. Personally, I think that might be a great idea.
Maybe I don't think bring anybody new in right now because everybody was worried who's going to take Didio's spot now that he's gone. I'm kind of glad that they're not like throwing somebody new in right away, right after Didio's exit. If anything, I think they should take some time for sure.
I agree. So there's not much to say there because it's not a huge change, but we'll move on to some Marvel news let's get into, and that is Silk returns with an ongoing book. And I don't know if they said the creative team or not, so I'm going to check.
There it is. It's just it's different. It's a different team. I remember Brant mentioning it on my Webheads page because he was like, "Oh, who's the creative team?" And I wound up trying to look it up, and they weren't recognizable to me. And he actually named the people that were on it, and I still don't remember who they are.
It is. I just looked it up. Is Maureen Gu, which I haven't heard of. But I have heard of Takashi. I'll say M because I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He did Spider-Gwen. So the most recent Spider-Gwen stuff.
Gotcha.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I really like his art. He's done Miss Marvel and stuff too, and I think it fits that type of style. But what's cool about this book is that it's in the podcasting area of things because of J. Jonah Jameson moving to new media. So I think that's really cool. And I've always liked Cindy. I'm glad that she's getting a spotlight.
It's cool. I mean, it's cool, but at the same time, do you see this book lasting?
The first one lasted long enough, I feel. So I don't know, but I'm excited for it. I think that's all that matters.
I want to say this. Depending on the first 2 arcs, if it's really good, I could see it lasting. If not, maybe it'll get like 12 to 20 issues, and then they'll just cut it off, and they'll say, "Oh, we were going to do a maxi," or that's it.
Right. Silk is so weird. It's such a weird character for me because I remember when she was introduced in the Amazing Spider-Man, it was just this weird thing where she was in that bunker, remember, and she was like not like it was like physically attracted to Peter. It was like this forced thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that.
It's so weird. And now it's like she's different now. It's like I don't know. It's just I don't know. I think she's a cool character. I just don't know if she's
strong enough to hold her own.
I don't think she's strong enough to hold her own. And I think she's a forced spider character for me, but if other people like her, that's fine, and
I liked her second volume of her series. I didn't really like Dan Slott's run on her, even though he created her, but I really liked like once we got to Black Cat and like when she was like doing the journalism thing, I thought that was really cool.
I wouldn't mind having a Spider Women book, like have all of the Spider Women like as a league together for like a mini series or a maxi. That'd be cool.
They had like something close to that, Chris. Remember they had like who was it? Was it Spider Gwen? And they had
Jessica and Silk.
Yeah, and they were together. It was during one of the events.
It was a crossover because it crossed over in all 3 of their series because they were all going on at that time. And I remember I was the only one who liked that one, so I don't think it was for everybody. Like I liked it.
But I'm looking forward to actually reading Silk too because because I remember reading it and her story, like what Mike said. So I'll take a look at it and see how it looks actually.
I just hope they promote it in the regular Amazing Spider-Man because they have the podcast stuff. So it'd be kind of nice to see her show up and be like, "Hey, I'm having a series too." Get people to read it. All right, let's move on to Thor's hammer to malfunction in an upcoming arc. I don't read Thor, but
you're missing out.
I know.
He is losing his worth the more the arc goes on.
Isn't he always like that's always the story?
No.
Yeah, it's a cool. I mean, the way the story is written, it's really cool. I mean, he's a Herald of Galactus, but even before he was the Herald of Galactus, the weight is on his shoulders to lead this kingdom, and slowly but surely, he's losing that worthiness of the hammer. He can still lift it, but it's just like it's getting heavier and heavier for him. And like the last issue, he had to actually throw that hammer, and it was just like he grunted when he did it. And I'm just really curious to see like where the story is going with that, because that's going to be the next story arc after this Galactus thing is over. Maybe because of the ramifications of what's happening here is what causes him to lose the hammer. And if, of course, he'll get it back eventually, but is there somebody else that's going to hold that hammer? So I don't know, but
Jane already she's already busy. I don't know who else would hold the hammer.
It's a cool series though, man. Really is.
I know you're a big Donnie Cates fan, so I'm glad you're able to get into Thor.
And then I don't like Donnie Cates because like everyone else likes him. I truly like his writing. Like
you've liked him for a whole long time.
Yeah.
Like, even before he was like really popular.
It makes me regret not reading Baby Teeth.
That's my favorite out of him.
So I would have to check that out. Now I read most of his Image title. What the fuck was it called?
I don't remember what it was called either. Let me see. Donnie Cates Image Comics. Oh man, Buzzkill is one of them. Redneck. Was that the one you're talking about?
No.
Oh, he did that. He did Buzzkill, Redneck, The Ghost Fleet.
No, there's something else. There's one.
God Country.
Yeah, God Country. That's it.
There we
Mike
go.
Manhattan got that one. He literally said it right as Cap found it.
There we go.
God Country was good. I read that, and I didn't even know like who he was at the time. I just remember that story was really good when it first came out, and that was before he made his scene in Marvel. So.
Yeah, I recommend Baby Teeth. It's really good. The one issue is that it takes a really long time for every issue to come out because he's doing so much Marvel stuff. So it takes like months for another issue to come out. We do have a question from Mike Manhattan. Did anyone play the Final Fantasy VII demo? So that's more Michael and Chris.
Nope. I'm waiting until the full game's out. So we're talking about 3 or 4 years from now because because the people who are doing Final Fantasy VII's remake left Final Fantasy 15's last DLC out. They literally skipped it and said they weren't doing it. I want to see them complete Final Fantasy VII from the beginning of the game all the way to the end, and then I'll just get the complete edition whenever that comes out. I don't trust the people doing it because they're releasing it in episodes instead of in the entirety of the game. So no, I will wait till Final Fantasy VII is complete. Then I'll buy all the episodes.
Another video game question, which I didn't know was a video game. I just had to look it up. Are you excited for Doom Eternal?
That I am. I'm looking forward to that. March 20th. And if you buy G Fuel's doing a special collector's box with a shaker and a special flavor for Doom, and that's coming out March 11th.
Cool. All right, but let's go into some more news here. We got Ma and Pa Kent are alive in Superman Villains. So we're getting to see a little bit more of, I guess, Doomsday Clock's consequences here.
I'm happy that the parents are back. I'm very happy that finally, after and especially Pa Kent, because before the New 52, Jonathan Kent died of a heart attack. So I'm glad they kind of even undid further back and brought both parents back in. However, I'm still not reading Superman because I'm not a fan of the writing and direction of the series. So while I am happy the Kents are back, not going to bring me back to the series, but I am glad Jonathan and Martha Kent are alive again. I think they were a real huge cornerstone and one of the few positive things that came out of Superman in the late 80s when they did the big reboot on DC Comics. So I'm glad they brought the parents back at least.
And there's another video game question. Are you excited for Persona 5 Royale?
No, I don't play those types of games.
There you go. There's your answer. And
listen, there's about 10 games coming out in March. So before anybody says anything, I'm excited for Animal Crossing. I'm excited for...
Isn't everybody?
I know, right? Hey, listen. How long has it been since we had a console Animal Crossing game?
I know. I might pick that one up. I've been hearing a little bit too much buzz about it, and I gotta use that Nintendo Switch besides Super Smash Brothers. So.
Yep. See. So, and then I'm also excited for Watch Dogs if that comes out. I did get the Division 2 War something of New York. I got the New York DLC. Alan's in the comments. He'll say what the DLC name is, and I am looking forward to the Pokemon and Super Smash Brothers new season passes, which I didn't get either yet, but eventually I will. So there you go. That's all the games that are coming out, at least to my knowledge. I could be wrong.
See, I'm sure someone will dig something up and ask.
Somebody's going to dig something up.
Definitely keep coming with the questions, guys. But we are going to go on to the next topic here, which is a Venom book to introduce a new character. We just kind of have a look of the character. We don't really know anything else about them.
It's Flash Thompson.
He dead.
He ain't dead. I have a feeling that's him. I have a feeling that's Flash Thompson. Prove me wrong.
I think it's Dylan.
Oh, okay. Shoot. It could be Dylan too now.
I think it's Dylan because we've been messing around with him. And I think they said his name is Virus. So,
it could be Dylan.
And I think he's like, I said it before, I think he's like the anti-Venom for the symbiotes. So I think he actually becomes whatever he becomes. He finally becomes it. In that free comic book day issue, it's got to be him. It's the only thing I can think of.
It could be all right. I'll say it could be Dylan too, but it'd be nice to see Flash Thompson back too.
There's just no reason or hint
Yeah,
that Flash Thompson
I
is
know.
coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like, especially from what I've been hearing with the series, Dylan definitely makes sense. Mike says, Kat, no one stays dead in Marvel. Silly girl. I said, he dead. He's dead. I feel like if they're going to bring back Flash Thompson, it would be an Amazing Spider-Man first, then Venom. But I guess who knows. All right, let's go on to... I put this late, so I don't know if anyone wants to discuss this, but there's a Marvel teaser that looks like Black Cat's going to have like an Iron Man suit.
What?
Yeah, it's like a little
get
puzzle.
real.
It's called it's
come
called
on.
Iron Cat. There's like a little piece, if you guys look at it, it's like of her hand.
Where is
Actually, it's more updated. It's seemingly a mix of Iron Man and Black Cat.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
No, thank you.
I'll buy it.
that's great. we all know Mike will be first in line to buy that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
Let's see.
wait, who does the covers?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know even
Is it-
what the book is.
Scott?
They're giving a little teaser.
J. Scott Campbell does it. I know Mike Spider Slayer is getting those covers.
I'll buy it anyway.
All they say is that Marvel Comics has sent out 3 teaser images promoting someone or something titled Iron Cat. Images that appear to be pieces of a larger picture seen here compiled together.
Kat, are you writing for Marvel and just not telling any of us yet?
Oh yeah, and I'm writing the first story I wrote is Iron Cat.
I mean,
The picture that they show, she's with Iron Man, and it is
So that I think is just they're just using it because that's who they think it is. I don't think that top picture is more of what Marvel released.
right, because that issue is actually an issue that's coming out for Black Cat, but
Other
that's
than the
not
game-
obviously it.
Well, it still might maybe be pieces from there. I will say Tevye said, "Who cares?" But like
he's been
Mike
saying that
cares.
about everything. Everything we've been talking about. Silk, this, previous stuff. Even with the Kents, he found something negative. The only positive thing we've gotten out of Tevye so far in this only 30 minutes of being live is he's excited for Doom Eternal.
But
We
we
are
just know that
17.
Mike is very excited for Iron Cat. So.
I'll be on board with Iron Cat. I'll check it out. It's probably going to be the best comic that week.
Or ever.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know about that. Maybe
It really could
no,
be.
it's going to be.
could be.
I'm going to
Yeah.
predict it right now.
I can't wait. It can't just be 5 stars. It has to be 6
If the
stars.
Turtles are out that
Stars,
week,
yeah.
it'll never be the best comic of the week.
True. It'll be, at least for Chris, it'll be that second best. It'll be
Maybe.
great. But you didn't read Jenica this week. So
They didn't really. All I found it on was I did get a physical copy from DCBS, so I'm just gonna wait on that. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't find it anywhere except on what do you call it, Comixology. So I'll wait. I'm not buying the book twice.
I know, I agree with that. I'm putting your name, Bavarian, into our Titans Season 2, Season 1 digital pack. So anyone who comments gets their name automatically put in. But let's go into the last topic, which I don't know if we're going to talk too much because I think we might be doing a topic video on it. And that is that White Knight is getting spin-off titles. So I think we're going to do a video on like what spin-off titles we want to see. But
I thought they
Yeah.
mentioned it was Nightwing, Batgirl, and
did they mention it?
Harley. It was 3. Batgirl, Nightwing, Harley. It was in the article.
Let me read.
And you made a joke saying it's going to be called the
stay
Murphy verse.
for books. Okay, so he did mention it. So this is the quote. Big news, actually. DC wants a mini imprint of White Knight. I'll write the bones for new miniseries, and they'll set up writers and artists. It'll be done between new volumes of Batman White Knight. Stay tuned for books on Harley, Nightwing, and Batgirl. So yeah, I guess that's just the preface of, we'll talk more about that. And
Right.
We can go more in depth about it instead.
I want
Yes.
to talk about what books I would want.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
what books we want. Yes.
So they have theirs, but we have ours.
yeah, and I guess we could talk about like predictions of the ones that are actually coming out. So
Mm-hmm.
stay tuned to that. We are looking forward to talking about it.
That we're getting a volume 3 for White Knight because if it's in between main volumes, that means there's a volume 3.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. It's legit definitely my favorite DC title right now. Now that Dial H is over, so I'm happy about that.
I'm sad Dial H is over.
Me too. I wish that was having another volume, but I don't think it's gonna happen, but we'll see. All right. But that's all the news. So I know it's kind of like a small news week this week. So we're gonna go into those under the radar books.
All right. So we're gonna talk about some under the radar books of books that we read that probably others don't read. So I'm gonna start with my under the radar book, which is Red Hood Outlaw, issue number 43 is my under the radar book this week. So we find out that there are these two demonic ladies who are going after the Teen Titans, and we're really not too sure of who they are on this cargo train and stuff like that. And then Jason Todd finds a sign as he goes into the cargo train, which could mean, something bad is about to happen as the issue keeps going further. And the demonic entities that were attacking them were called the Untitled. They basically hide and incubate any human forms of or any human bodies that come in contact with them. And the only way to kill them is the All Blades, which is what Jason had in his hands and all that. What else happened? Oh, we get introduced to a new character, General Glory. And if I'm not mistaken, does he not look like Captain America? A ripoff, at least?
I mean, you're only one who reads the books. I don't know.
I'm just saying for the people out there who might read the book, because I think he looks a little bit like Captain America with the A and the way he looks and stuff like that. And basically he says he's in charge of this mission that they're doing. And then he's just adding stuff that goes on and on. You'll definitely have to read the book to find more information about that. So the only thing that I know is that they're going to Korak, because Korak is a statue that's there that Jason Todd was talking about, which they have to receive. And after that happened, we also get Isabel, however you say her name, got the Untitled entity and is going to go after Jason. And that's to be continued. I felt this was a very good issue, in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. And that's my under the radar book for this week. Kat, what's your under the radar book for this week?
Mine is Basket Full of Heads, issue 5 we're up to, I think. I think there's 2 more issues of this. I feel like the start of this book, I was like, I don't know how to feel about it, but it's gotten really good as we continue, and we get more into the final girl tropes, and that she gets not kidnapped, I guess she gets trapped by the villain of the story, and she's able to escape and use her axe to try to chop people up. But she gets into a predicament that she's still handcuffed to this parking meter, and the axe won't break it. So we'll have to see if she ends up surviving or not, because the villain has a gun towards her head. So it's kind of a match off between axe and gun, which is cool because usually the slasher is the one who has the knife of some sort. So it was interesting to see the final girl in that position and her kind of becoming the slasher in a way. So I really like it. I'm a huge fan of that trope and of those horror movies. So I've been enjoying it. And the artwork's really good for this book.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds good. All right. Spider Slayer, Mike, what do you got for us this week?
Actually, it was Force Works issue 1, Force Works 2020 issue 1. This book actually surprised me a little bit. I thought it was better than it was going to be. I think all the other 2020 stuff I'm not going to read, except maybe the Rescue book this week that comes out. But this book was good because it had a good formation of the team. You got War Machine that leads the team, and then you wind up getting Quake, which was kind of cool in this issue. You wind up getting, who else was in here? Mockingbird was in this book as well. U.S. Agent was in this book, and just the way they came together was awesome. And they had to go to this island, and they had to rescue Mockingbird because she went into this mission to find out what happened on this island, and it's being overrun by Deathlock, which is kind of cool. And I thought the writing was really well done. And yeah, so if this is, one of the 2020 books that are halfway decent, this one is it. I definitely recommend it for sure.
All right. And finally, Chris, the Under the Radar
My book this week is actually from Zenoscope. It is Conspiracy Area 51 issue number 1. I
gotta get those aliens this week.
Yeah, I said that in my review. If it's aliens, if it's ghosts, I'm into it. So Area 51 is something I'm really, really into. So it starts off with the little thing that was going on that we had last year where everybody was going to storm Area 51. Well, we're at Area 51 and everybody's ready to Naruto run. Yes, they use the word Naruto in this book. I'm surprised. No, anyway, so yes, they're going to storm Area 51 and then it's just one big setup. Yeah, everybody goes home. However, one person didn't exactly go home empty-handed. He somehow got his hands on 3 IDs for himself and 2 of his friends to sneak on Area 51. Hello, Serenity. And find out what's inside. So they sneak in. They start to see UFOs. They start to see other things. And the further along they go, the deeper they go down the rabbit hole. And you don't exactly see aliens in this book, but you do start to see humans operating on humans. And you're like, what's going on? And you've got this masked person who's following them around. So it's interesting. And it looks like this person one of them had a phone and they were going to take pictures. And he broke the phone. He said, why are you doing that? Are you kidding? They're going to know we're not who we say we are now. Now we got to do what we're doing and get the heck out of here. So I'm interested in seeing if we get to see aliens in this book and what exactly is Area 51 in the Zenoscope verse.
How many issues is this?
I think it's a 5-issue mini, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 4. I'm not 100%. I was surprised by it. I wasn't sure I was going to like it as much as I did.
That's kind of cool.
All right. So that's all of our Under the Radar books. So now we're going to pass on to Mike with the top 5 and the big books that we are going to talk about.
The big books, everybody. So, yeah, top 5. Don't forget, I know we already started, but there are spoilers. So we're definitely going to spoil everything for you.
Boop, boop.
Find the spoiler.
I had to get to it. Give me a moment. I got to it.
So it's there. So the first book we're going to talk about is X-Men Fantastic Four, issue 2. I know I read this, but I don't remember exactly what happened. No.
The Fantastic Four end up on Krakoa, and they're on the hunt for Franklin and Valeria.
That's right, and they had this big fight towards the end of it. That's
right. I will agree because I had to look through it. I was like, wait, what happened? It's maybe slightly forgettable, but it's a lot of fun to see this. Obviously the superhero family of Marvel who are not mutants, or at least some of them, going against the X-Men. So I don't know. I like the concept of it, human versus mutant here. But yeah, that was a pretty solid issue.
I like that Dr. Doom has his own little island now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm so sorry if I say his last name wrong. Tomlinson?
I think it's Tomlinson. Yeah, Tomlinson. Oh, Brant's on.
Hey guys.
Okay,
Brant.
We did news.
I know.
Is there anything you want to talk about news-wise before we move forward?
Let me take a look at the news real quick. I forget what all they were. I don't think there was anything that's jumping out at me. It's like, oh, I got to talk about that. But,
yeah, it wasn't a huge week for news.
Okay, yeah. And then we did Under the Radar.
My Under the Radar was Star. The art in that book is gorgeous, and I think it's better than I expected it to be, and I like the direction they're going with it. So keep it.
I like the end of it.
Yeah,
that's what hooked me for another issue again.
Right,
and
I knew it would. Yeah,
and I like how it touched on how they addressed that she's using the stone improperly.
Yeah, I like that too. That made it make more sense. And then as soon as I saw that reveal at the end, I was like, "Oh, Mike's gonna love this." Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Still not on the Star train, but
I got to the news. The only thing I'm actually kind of looking forward to the Silk series. I know you're not, Mike, but I like Silk, and I like the artist, so I'm hoping it'll be good. I'm gonna give it a shot. So that's all. Y'all can move on now.
Oh no, we're on X-Men now. So X-Men versus Fantastic Four.
Okay.
So we all gave our thoughts. So
You already gave your thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm coming in late. What I loved about this issue was the flip on the whole thing. It's like the mutants are now the bigots in this story. Kind of, they're very pro mutant, anti human kind of thing, and Sue is very very upset that her daughter is not accepted, and they're and feels like they're still sheltering her son and all that stuff. And I think the Fantastic Four, this issue illustrated how big of a threat the Fantastic Four can be, and where the entire island of Krakoa is kind of nervous about the Fantastic Four attacking them. I thought that was pretty cool. It was like, okay, they're getting their props here.
The one thing I did like, though, is I like how Sue Storm is the one that kind of carries that team.
Oh yeah,
that was addressed in that issue. I thought that was pretty neat there, because they're like, we're going to get our asses beat if Sue doesn't wake up, So that was kind of cool. And then I also like how Doom is the one that's actually going to help Franklin, be what he's supposed to be, or fix him, as they say. But of course, it's always for his benefit, But he's the one that's going to try to fix him.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And I agree with Genesis. She is very much a beast, and I still love that miniseries and showed that. So
I'm curious what Dr. Doom wants with Franklin.
I'm more curious about the Sentinels. Like that's where I'm
the Sentinels. They're gonna get their butts kicked.
Doombot Sentinels. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, they're Doom Sentinels.
Well, I mean, you think about it. Franklin's an Omega level mutant, and you have an entire island of mutants. He's trying to get somebody on his side. I think
he's gonna power them all up. That's what he's gonna do. All right. So that was that book. So next one we're going to talk about, I didn't read it, but I'm sure everybody else here besides Michael did. And this is Dial H for Hero, the conclusion to this series. So what did you guys think about this one?
I love this. I'm going to miss this series so much. I really am.
Yeah, go for it.
No, go ahead, Kat.
No, I love this book. I was lucky enough to interview Sam for it. So if you want to go check it out, we had like a 50-minute phone conversation, which was really cool to discuss the book. So it's a love letter to DC. It's a love letter to comics, and it's just one of my favorites. Like, it's not just like one of my favorites of this year. I think it's just like one of my favorite comics. It's just so freaking good. I love Miguel. I love Summer, and I just loved how inventive. And I said this in a review, and actually did get to see it quoted somewhere from DC, and I said it's the good place of comics, because it truly is. It keeps changing. Every episode, every issue changes the concept and puts it on its head. So I love this book.
Yeah, same. I love what they did with this issue in particular, and the way they figure their way out of the K-hole, and it's all tied to Hope, which is tied to Superman, which is Miguel's influence in the first place, and so it comes full circle. And just the iterations of their powers this time, like the Popeye type thing. Mary Jane was my favorite, of course. There was Summer was a Mary Jane type figure, and she said "Ring Ring Tiger." Mike. So it was just it was really good. And it was a nice ending that gave them a conclusion. Even though I want to see them more, I want to see more in this corner of the DC universe. But if not, it was a fitting end, and they both got to be happy in the end, which is really cool.
That is cool.
Exactly. And it leaves it open for another series, possibly.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next one. I think like that would be smart, wouldn't it, if they actually maybe made another series, or
I would love that
ongoing. I mean, since a lot of people seem to like it,
or just have them somewhere. Like, I don't because it's hard, because like I do want another ongoing, but if it's not with that creative team, I don't know. Like it might lose its magic. So that's my only reservations.
definitely makes sense. All right, so let's move on now to our number 5. And let's see, my number 5 this week was Star Wars issue 3.
Oh, so good.
That was such a good issue. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really good. I love, man, the time period of this book is so good. It's like, as a Star Wars fan, have you ever wondered what happened to Cloud City? Because it's never revisited, right? And so you wind up getting them. Lando goes back to Cloud City after the Empire has taken it over, and he tries to take it back over. And you wind up seeing
there was that other woman also who's got a vendetta now against Leia at the beginning of the book.
Yeah. Can't remember her name, but yeah.
I can't remember her name either. She was in one of the Star Wars.
You mean the commander of that ship?
Yeah.
Yeah. She, man, oh man, she is ruthless. She is tough character, man.
I love her reason for it, though. I mean, it's a righteous anger, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the Star Destroyer wound up getting damaged because of the Death Star that wound up getting blown up, and a lot of people lost their lives because of it. And it's funny when you look at their point of view, they look as the rebels, as the enemy, as the bad guys.
Yep.
And the Empire looks as themselves as the good guys.
I did that, Cat.
And it's kind of interesting how she views that, you know? Yeah. So I thought that was really, really interesting. And then we have another situation where Lando comes across Lobot, you know, his sidekick there, how it's using the, I guess, power pretty much Cloud City or do whatever it is that they're doing with them.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome too. Luke finding his lightsaber, like trying to find it, which was really awesome. And then of course that cliffhanger at the end, how Leia winds up getting frozen in the carbonite.
And it's like,
what? That's insane. Like, I never thought that would have happened. But I said that in the panels when she goes to rescue Han Solo and she comes and she tells Han, you know, blah, 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 blah. It's because of the carbonation sickness. I wonder if they use that from the movie because of her experience now.
Yeah.
You know, suffering from hibernation sickness, you know? So there were so many good parts in that, how it works. I was like, man, this is such a good book.
Yeah. I thought that was really clever too. It makes sense. It's like, of course you would know this, but I'm more curious, how does she get out of it? So that's what it's got like me on the edge of my seat. Like I got to see that next issue to see what happens and how they rescue her and all the stuff we didn't know. Yeah, well, obviously,
we don't know.
We don't know.
She could be
who the character is.
Oh,
I lost my.
I thought that was me for a second.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was me
too at first.
We have Mike Manhattan who asks a question. While we're talking about Star Wars, how cool would it be to have main character who's both a Mandalorian and a Jedi?
That would be cool.
That would be very conflicting to their belief system, but it would be very cool.
It would be cool, but it would definitely conflicting. All right, so I'm just gonna go really quick. My number 5, we just talked about it, was Dial H for Hero, issue number 12.
That's actually mine too.
And that's Brand's too. Kat, if you say that's yours too,
it's not. No.
It's gonna be higher for Kat.
Mike's gone and Michael is gone. Both Mikes are gone.
They all disappeared. Mine was Angels and Spike issue.
I don't know why that happened.
I'm like, what is going on? I'm lost. All right, mine was Angel and Spike issue 9. I enjoyed this issue.
Title?
Yeah,
Angel
they changed
and
the
Spike
title
now. Yeah.
After Hellmouth. Yeah.
I don't know why. I have no answer, but I did like finally Hellmouth is over and it's getting back to the consistency of what it was.
So bad that they had to put Spike in the title.
No, it was actually really good.
I know. I don't understand why they would put Spike there then.
I think it's because Spike's becoming a part of their little team, their little family. Go ahead, Kat.
So why not have Spike in the title if he's going to be in the series? Right. But yeah, I liked it. I liked that they brought that cop character who I kind of forgot about from the show, and I thought her narrative was really interesting. Like I said, it was cool to see Angel again. So yeah, I enjoyed this issue.
Yeah, no, I thought it was What, Chris?
Wonder if Spike and Buffy will still end up together again.
Oh man, this book is all over the place on that map.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's they're doing their own thing for sure. I liked it. I actually thought the stories with just Spike were a little bit better than this issue. So I'm hoping that it gets back to that. Angel just got back this issue, so we haven't seen a whole lot of how they're going to interact and coexist and all that stuff. But it definitely has me, hyped for that. So
yeah, we'll see. I was just again surprised that it was back on track.
Yeah.
SM says, does Chris not like the character or the name Spike? No, he was just like, making. I don't want to speak on for you, Chris, but you're just making a comment. Like,
I actually have nothing wrong with Spike. I didn't even see he made a comment.
It's gonna pop up. It's on the main.
Okay,
feed.
I see it. I have nothing wrong with Spike. I just didn't understand why they just added him to the title like that. Good try though.
It's just like when Captain America changed to Captain America and Falcon and Captain America and this guy and Captain America.
Sounds like to me. Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool if Spike had his own book?
I mean, I think Buffy's got enough going on right now. They had Hellmouth. They had a lot.
I would love to see a Spike-centric story, though. I mean, just maybe a mini.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of characters they could do mini-series for, but you also don't want to saturate the line.
That's true.
That's true.
So, Mike, you're number 5. You're the last one, Michael.
All right. Well, I read 5 books this week for that. My number 5 book is Punisher Soviet issue number 4. I'm done.
There's one issue left.
My number 5, I'm done.
No, there isn't. It's ongoing.
No, it isn't.
I believe I think it's a mini series.
It's a mini. There's one left.
Don't read it, Michael. It's okay.
It's okay, yeah.
You don't have to read it. I do that shit all the time.
The thing that I don't understand about this book is, first of all, this book focused on one character, Anatta, whatever her name was.
Not Punisher.
No, you see like little bits of the Punisher with the
Mike, what issue is this?
That's a shame.
It's issue 4.
Okay, guess what? 2 issues and then it's over. Issue 6.
Okay, so you don't have to feel as bad. You're not just missing the last issue.
Yeah, you have enough time to
You
drop
have
it.
enough time to actually drop a book.
No, but the thing is that their conversation was so boring, and it was more about how she always got to sleep with people and how men pay attention to her and everything. And then the Punisher in the end, where you see little bits of him, takes out this whole army or military, whatever it was. And then the Punisher does the "come with me if you want to live" like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm done.
That's like the worst impression ever.
Don't do German, Michael.
It is just this book. I am done. I cannot read another issue.
It sounds like it. I think it's a good place to stop, Michael.
With 2 issues left.
With 2 issues left, who thought there was 1? Very good.
Who thought it was an ongoing? Who knows? Who knows really? Maybe we'll get
it's not an ongoing now that I think of it.
When I cut out, I didn't hear. Kat, what was your number 5?
Mine was Angel and Spike.
Oh, what did you, Brent?
I had Dial H.
Oh, you both had Dial H?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Cool. All right, let's move on.
I love that Michael's still upset about it. He's like,
no, it's just like
a vein pulsing in his head.
What vein? There's no vein.
Okay.
What vein?
That vein right there.
Right
just
there.
A little to the left. No.
Right here?
No, other
We're
side.
messing with you, Michael.
Yeah.
You know, like in Dragon Ball Z, like when like Piccolo had a vein on the side of it. It's like right there.
I know what a vein is. You're just so vain you think the song's about you. Let's just move on.
different vein.
Weather vein?
There's many veins.
So next book we're going to talk about is Hidden Society issue 1. I did not read this book.
I read that for an interview and I didn't want to read the next issue. Yeah. No, because I really was excited for the book. I thought it was interesting, the concept, but I don't know. I just didn't feel attached to it. And I like Albuquerque's artwork a lot, but I That's why I ended up reading it. That's why I just want to mention that. It wasn't originally on my full list.
Yeah, I really like the art, and the art it's really nice art, and the concept is kind of cool. But the I don't know, there was some I had a problem with the writing and the dialogue, and
yeah, nothing really sucked in. That was my biggest issue. It's like, I don't know, it was weird.
It was that, and couple that with the wording of their, like when they were speaking, it just, I don't know, it felt like almost like a slightly bad translation. You know what I mean? From a different language. That's kind of what I just some of the verbiage just didn't connect with me. It wasn't. I don't know. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say.
You didn't like
it. Didn't flow. The dialogue didn't flow for you. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah,
it just was clunky. The dialogue.
It was clunky. It didn't feel natural. It felt like this is not how people would talk and that kind of thing. So,
yeah. So no hidden society for us for next issue, which is a shame because again the art was really cool and I love the gun wielding girl seemed really cool from her from her design, but then she didn't really do much in this issue. So
yeah.
All right. So we'll move on to the next one is Batman Curse of the White Knight issue 7. I read this book. I really enjoyed this one. Batman comes to the realization, obviously, that he's not really a Wayne, which is interesting plot twist in there. And he's putting on the cape and cowl one last time to stop Azrael. The Joker is dead. And it just seems like Harley and Bruce are like developing this romantic relationship in a way, because she's like, oh, I'll never, I'll be with you, I'll remember you.
Questioning.
She's so sweet on him, and I'm just like, man. But it was a really cool issue because, you just to get to see him. It was like, that last act of a movie, he's getting the team together and he's getting ready to do that final battle. And at the end, he gets to see the one Batmobile that's left, and it's his classic Batmobile, which is really cool because all the other ones were destroyed. And it was just cool, man. I love that book overall. I love the artwork. I love the storytelling, and I can't wait for more. Next issue.
Yeah, well, hopefully it seems like we're getting a lot more, which is good. But I thought it was a really solid issue. I like that Barbara's not paralyzed. I thought that was an interesting twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's like kind of because her own narrative that she's able to get through this. And I liked Batman revealed it because of Jim. I thought was really interesting. Yeah, it was a good issue. Really solid stuff. I still don't like Azrael. I care less, but everything else is good.
Yeah, he's going to die anyway, so.
Let's hope.
Yeah. I mean, if Batman doesn't get him, it's going to be his freaking cancer. I don't see him living, much further than that anyway, but it's a cool book, man. It really is. So, let's see. See, Mike, you would like that better than Punisher, I'm telling you.
Most likely.
Most likely, indeed.
All right, so now we move on to our number 4. So my number 4 book this week was, what was it? Oh, X-Force. X-Force issue. What are we on that? 8. Yeah. So this is kind of cool. You wind up getting to see Domino come across this copycat, and we find out that this copycat is not just a one copycat. They made a ton of these clone-like dominoes, and her and Colossus wind up going on this mission together to stop these dominoes. And really, really cool. What makes this issue good is the interaction between Colossus and Domino. They have this relationship, but it doesn't feel like it's a romantic relationship. It's a relationship where it's like they've experienced things together, like death, basically, or close to it. And they have this special bond with each other because of that, which was kind of cool. And then at the end of it, what happens? Well, Domino dies. So my only gripe about this whole X-Men thing, and
you're gonna say what I said on my review, I think, and I spent like 15 minutes talking about it. Go ahead.
So my only gripe is no X-Men died for years and years and years, except for Jean Grey, right?
Yep.
And now all of a sudden, the X-Men, because they can get resurrected, all the X-Men die, and
multiple times,
and it's just like all of a sudden they just die. So for years,
it's their time, you know. It's their time to die. That's why.
It's just funny because of the resurrection process. It's like, okay, it's okay to kill them all off now.
Well,
you can kill them and just bring them right back again.
Yeah, and I agree with you guys completely. I think from, like, if you look at it from the actual X-Men's perspective, it's like, okay, I know I can be brought back, so I'm just going to go out there and not be careful. But that doesn't gel either after that many years of fighting and protecting each other, that they would just be able to be picked off like that.
Yeah, exactly. So reckless about it.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that Domino didn't want to be fixed when she came back, that she wanted to have all the scars and all that stuff. I thought that was a little weird, but you know, it's
wants to prove, I guess.
Mental scars. Maybe she will come back body wise whole. I don't know.
I don't know.
I misunderstood.
She's into it. That's it. She likes her stuff.
Tell you, with all these characters dying, I mean, the only one that can't die is Wolverine because of obvious regeneratory reasons.
I mean, we had the death of Wolverine. You never know.
And he just came right back again.
and now Kitty's floating in the ocean. You just never know who's gonna die.
Well, Kitty's. I think that the X book is racist against Kitty Pryde right now. She's the only X-Men that hasn't been brought.
I don't know if that's the word I would use. But, yeah, Kitty's getting
deal.
Yeah, that is a word I would use. Poor Kitty. She never could get anything right. Honestly, she can't. She put on a marriage.
I will say this. I want ramifications maybe in the future. Oh, you were arrested by Krakoa. Well, this, and this now is happening.
Oh, we'll talk about X-Men. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm pumped.
It's funny. I did not finish reading that issue. It is so bad because it's like I was reading it while I was in bed. And always happened.
That's not a book to read in bed, dude.
Yeah, I fell asleep. And I'm just like, I was nodding off, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta go to bed. And I left it on my my nightstand, so I forgot about it. And so when you guys were talking about topics this morning, I'm like, shit, dude, I totally forgot about X-Men that I haven't gone back and read it yet.
Where did you stop? What page? Do you remember? You don't even remember what page you stopped.
Yeah, because it was one of the first books I wanted to read this week.
And then you just forgot about it.
It was one of those, again, they're going with like standalone stories with X-Men. So it's about Arrow, and she's got Crucible, and the Crucible is for mutants who are broken, or is this part of our
pretty much book? It's just if they're human. So if they're part of the House
part
of
our top
M.
books.
Yeah, the House of M stuff. Yeah,
we'll get there. You know what?
Yeah,
we'll talk about it.
It's in our top books, and we're talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
Stop.
Going back to X-Force real quick, I had a couple of other problems with it. One, I have a problem with the art. The art just looks weird to me. It looks out disproportionate.
Some panels, I'll agree. Yeah, some panels go off.
And then last issue we get this cool Domino clone reverse, and then like in the first few pages, she's gone. Dead.
Oh, she dead.
That's true. What was the point of that?
She's nothing.
I thought she would be played out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And even in the first couple pages, I was like, oh, cool. They got, she's in here and she's about to kill somebody. Mm-hmm. And then like, it's like, she's dead. She's just shot in the head and dead right away.
Yep.
All right. It's too bad we couldn't have gotten a little bit more. And I love how the more she kills her clones, the more luck she gets back. Mm-hmm. So like she's now hell-bent on killing all of her clones.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. All right. So that was my number 4, right? That's what we're on?
Yeah.
All right. So Chris, what was yours?
Ironically, we were just talking about A Curse of the White Knight issue number.
That's mine too. That was my number 4.
Number 7. It was number 7. I'm sorry.
What? Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's my number 7 on my list. I'm like, where?
No, I meant the book. The issue. I said number 5. I meant issue 7.
Yeah, no, it's issue 7. I think it's the penultimate.
And,
it was good.
Brant.
Avengers of the Wastelands #2. I really like this book. It just continues like straight from Dead Man Logan. I like this team of Avengers and the way that they're a little distrustful of each other, and we get the story of who this Captain America guy is, which I thought was really good. He's a super soldier, but in the Latvian army, and gets a crisis of conscience and decides, but he's still got that vicious nature. And he's a
little unhinged.
Yeah, they have to stop him from killing that guy if he didn't beforehand. He was like just bashing him with the shield, and Doom taking out Count Nefaria. I was like, okay, he's just taking out all his competition now too, as well as all. He's just killing everybody. I don't know. I like the way this team is coming together, and then of course Viv. We see Viv, and it's like poor Viv, but man,
I was hoping like they would take her and maybe bring her back online.
Yeah, exactly.
The panel I saw, she had some wire in her eye, so it didn't look like she was doing so well.
She was hooking herself up so she could broadcast the message for help because they were being attacked, but they got there too late, and it was a massacre.
Viv.
Yeah,
Viv, she's kind of like Kitty, never can catch a break. That girl. But
I like seeing Danny versus this Captain America dude. She's the one that had to stop him. She's Thor, of course, and you know that down the line there's going to be this confrontation between the two if that keeps going on. So
yeah, I thought this was a really good issue too. I just love how they just somehow bring back other characters, whether it's from the past or they're new versions of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
The Captain America story was really great. I mean, just seeing that he came from an army of, hundreds to where only a select few accepted the super soldier serum. And then there was only 2 of them. Then for some reason, the other dude, like weeks later, got sick from it. And it was just, the overall story was great. And, the Viv's thing was great also. I really enjoyed that. So I'm right there with you. I love this story. I feel like this is another one of those books that is kind of under the radar where I don't think that many people picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you read Wolverine, Old Man Logan, like you understand where this story comes from, so it's so well done.
Yeah. And I like just the little details too. Like, Bruce Jr. is sitting in the back seat while they're arguing, and he's reading this book on engineering.
Just like his dad, man.
Yeah.
All right, so Michael, you're number 4.
Number 4 for me is Amazing Spider-Man, the Daily Bugle issue #2.
Oh wow!
So we found out
it survived.
It survived Michael's pull list.
Well, we did find out like how that guy from last issue was like strung up and stuff like that, like how people thought Spider-Man murdered that guy or whatnot. And meanwhile, we have Ben who tells J.R. Robinson that he found this letterhead from a Solaris Research and Development, and then he needs to find out what address it's from. So he comes up with like, I think 5 different addresses of which one it was. And ironically, the one he found was from Staten Island of that location.
Ironic.
What?
I mean,
why was he
That
strung up,
location.
Michael? I didn't read it.
No, like he was trying to look for the Solaris Research and Development.
Oh, that's why. Okay, gotcha.
Right, because he wanted to find out more information.
Gotcha.
I like how Spider-Man has this talk with Yotu. I never remember his character at all. Like, Mike, do you know like who? It's spelled UATU. Like who?
Oh, Uatu.
Yeah, who is he to him? I never met this guy.
I can't remember now.
I don't really know either.
Well, I'm trying to look him up. How do you spell it?
Yep.
UATU.
Yeah, he's named after the Watcher. He's. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
He's
I didn't read
isn't he the Watcher himself? Isn't that his name?
It was his name.
I mean, probably.
But he's dead, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I thought there was. I know who you're talking about, Michael, and I just can't place it.
Right, but he talks about the contamination that's in the water, and it's basically caused by Spider-Man's webbing. And not only that, is that his webbing like, you know how they said an hour it eases off? So they did a test between his Aegon 3000 gun and Spider-Man's webbing. Now, the Aegon 3000 gun was the one that actually wear it off, and Spider-Man's lasted for like 10 hours, which is something very weird in that way of seeing that.
Sorry to cut you off, Michael. I looked him up, and now he worked at Horizon Labs. He was a coworker of Peter's, and he worked with Dr. Octopus in Spider Island. He was named after the Watcher because his parents were big Fantastic Four fans.
That sucks for him.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, so that's something new that I just learned right now.
We all did.
But also, we find out that like more stuff happened in this issue as well, and it was an okay issue. I like the Aegon 3000 gun because what's good about it is that it kicks objects through time and it ages objects with a temporal bubble and everything. I thought the gun looked really awesome in this issue, but I felt it to be an okay issue for this week.
All right, cool. All right, so everyone did their number 4, so we're going to talk about the next big book, and this was Amazing Spider-Man issue 40. This one was pretty cool, as well as you get to see Spider-Man and J. Jonah kind of work out their differences. I thought that was kind of cool. We get some good, I guess, interaction between Peter and Nora Winters in this particular issue as well. But we find out it's all because she's working with the Chameleon. Which is interesting. And then we get the resolve of him and Chance fighting, which was a cool battle as well. How you wound up getting the web shooter. I thought that was kind of cool. So
jack-o'-lanterns nonetheless.
Issue.
Yeah.
What did you think, Michael?
No, I was just saying, the only way they got the web shooters was because those jack-o'-lanterns actually came in as well. But I really enjoyed this issue. I thought it was really awesome how, like you said, when J. Jonah Jameson and Spider-Man were working out their differences, and there was just like other stuff that was going on. Like during the fight, he just interviews him, and then Spider-Man's like saying, "Can you see I'm in the middle of a battle? I don't think this is a good time."
Yeah,
for an interview."
I did like though that Peter, like, he was about to leave, and he's like, "Okay, I'll do the interview, Jonah." I thought that was good.
Hey,
That was good.
That was good. But I just don't care about Chance. I did think it was funny when he was like,
I agree with that.
Punch me.
Yeah, I was like,
what do you lose this bet?
It was a joke. Yeah, it was a kind of a jokey fight,
Yeah.
Like he's just like, I want to lose the fight, He's like, it was all the bet, so it was all in fun. But I think the next issue we get something about like what's going on with Boomerang now. That's going to be the next issue. Yeah, like
a long time.
Because he was working with Fisk, and he had that jewel or whatever it is. So there's something, much more to Boomerang than we think right now. So I'm curious to see there.
I want to know what Chameleon wants with Peter Parker.
I was going to say, I thought the ending with Nora was really interesting. And that whole entire book deal thing is going to play a very interesting part. So we'll see.
Chameleon is very interesting to find out.
I didn't expect
I like that. Me either.
I was shocked.
You know what? You have to never underestimate Nora. She always has some sort of trick up her sleeve. So, but the trans stuff, that slowed stuff down a bit for me. But Amazing Spider-Man's been really solid. I'm glad it's like back for where it was.
Can you believe though he's been doing it already like 40 issues?
I know, it's crazy. It's been a great run though.
That is.
Just remember what it was like yesterday when it came out, man.
I know. Time flies.
It does.
All right, so we already talked about Angel and Spike, right?
Yep.
So we're going to move on to our number 3. And my number 3 this week was actually Suicide Squad issue 3. I like Suicide Squad, man. I think Tom Taylor's doing a great job. We find out now why this mission went south to begin with, and it was because of they killed the other president because one of their team members is related to the person, I guess, that they were supposed to kill. And originally it was like that one president that they were supposed to protect was supposed to be used as a like a trade agreement or something like that. I thought the way it played out was great, and you got to see a little bit more of the characters, like the newer characters, on what they can do, which was kind of cool. But the one thing that got me surprised in this one is that that character King Shark, he winds up dying in this issue because of the what was it? One of the brothers that named
Finn.
Yeah, he wound up getting revenge because King Shark ate his brother. So he's like, "Oh, I'm going to kill you," and a whole bunch of sharks wound up eating King Shark. Dude, it was it was intense.
Yeah,
and then you get this one guy that's like a wannabe Flash, and like he can punch people and go real fast, but he takes long naps to recover his energy.
And like, he's got a little belly too.
Yeah, he's a little bit out of shape. He's not in the best of shape, but he's really good at what he does. But yeah, it was a fun issue, man.
Yeah.
I still haven't been feeling this book, sadly. I think, and we'll get to the chopping block and all, but I don't know. I haven't been liking the new characters as much as I want to. It's been tough, but I'm glad you guys have been enjoying it because I want to feel that because I was really excited for this creative team, but the new characters, they just haven't latched onto me.
I just like that there's a reason that they're turning and everything, and it's like this whole mystery of who's running Suicide Squad now. I kind of like that direction they're going with it.
Yeah, and the guy that's leading them, there's someone that's in charge of him. Yeah. So there's a reason why Amanda Waller's out and this guy's in charge. There's a hidden agenda there to sabotage this Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So good book. I liked it, man. I think it's really cool. And the ending really surprised me. I did not see that actually coming. So I feel like this book has potential going forward.
Agreed.
All right. So, Michael, what is your number 3?
A book we already talked about, Red Hood Outlaw, issue number 43.
All right. And Chris, what's yours?
Giant Size X-Men, Jean Grey, Emma Frost. And it's part of our title. So Storm, they find Storm on Krakoa. She's out cold. Looks like she was shot. So Jean and Emma actually go into Storm's head to see what's going on. And it's a psychedelic trip. I think Mike Manhattan mentioned something about it being like one of Grant Morrison's books.
Yeah, that it was like an homage to it. I didn't feel that. So.
I didn't feel that, but I like how a lot of everything in the head was silent. There were words that were being shown, but not words being spoken. And we find out, of course, this is a team up of Jean and Emma. That's why I had to read this book. We find out that Storm,
I said those two, so good.
Yeah.
I love how in the mind with the two lines that look like yin yang, where Jean's like friend, and you see a picture, and then it looks at Emma, and all you remember is a fight with Emma, and it's like not friend, and it ended up being a fight.
I we're gonna say Chris.
No, go ahead. No.
I was just gonna say I was really surprised that it was a silent issue, and I didn't know how to feel about it until I read it, and I thought the artwork was so freaking good that's just like you got their personalities so right. That I really I enjoyed the issue. It told a full story, and I was pleasantly surprised by it.
Yeah, it was a little weird that it was silent just because we didn't know it going in. It's like, okay, what? And he kept flipping. It's like, all right, there's no dialogue. Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. The art was absolutely stunning. I mean, just so good. And the expressions, especially Emma's expressions, just all throughout the book.
Her little hand movements.
Yeah, exactly.
Her rolling of her eyes. That glove. She's wearing a glove that's not even a full glove. That's Emma for you. Why does she have a glove?
In somebody's mind. It's just like,
in someone's mind.
Sure. But
Storm's dying. She has this disease.
Yeah, techno virus or thing.
But she's not going to die.
Track this. How did she get it? I didn't
She
read
was
the
attacked.
issue.
She was attacked, and it was put into her.
They didn't say much. Like there was literally maybe 2 or 3 pages that had dialogue on it throughout the whole issue.
It was pretty much Storm is dying. She has 30 days to live.
Yeah, when they came out of her mind, that's basically what it was.
How do they
That's
know
how
she's
it
got 30 days to live?
I don't know.
It's
When they were
supposed-
in her mind, they
Yeah.
took her face off, and you saw the techno virus, and it had a countdown on her head.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. They did have a countdown. I forgot about
I gotta
that.
read. That's another one that I didn't get a chance
You
to
should.
look
It is
at.
quick.
Yeah,
It's very quick, but just take in all the art because it
Right.
is psychedelic, but it's kind of cool the way that you can follow it without the words. So
Yeah, if it wasn't for this artist, it would be, you know, not as great. But this artist just freaking nails it. He does
Thanks,
such a
Terry.
good job.
Yeah, nobody complimented Brant on his awesome.
I'm sorry. Nice
I
hair.
saw it.
Everybody
wasn't
bask in the
compliment.
glory of the haircut.
don't put me on. Get off.
Everybody.
We
tell
love
Brant
talking
how
about
awesome he
hair.
looks.
So
yeah, we're all about
This is
hair.
our time. We're all about hair. Everybody
Hair
tell
pieces.
Brant how
See,
beautiful.
Brant gets
he
there,
looks.
said I get my hair cut short too.
Yeah.
Chris,
Oh,
when
yeah.
he gets his
I
hair
just
cut,
got a
he
haircut
does get it
myself.
me
short.
too.
My hair's
My
so
hair-
It's
short. You
haircut
don't
week.
got short hair. You be quiet.
Yeah, I do got short hair.
My hair just gets messy really quickly because it's like it pushes up. So it doesn't look too bad on a small screen though. It doesn't
That's
look
why
too
I'm
bad.
like way back here. So.
Feeling the hat.
Well, Mike's got
See,
still hat
but if I
too.
go big screen, you're gonna see like all the hair. Yeah, look at that. The wild. But on small
So, Mike, you gonna kill the hat?
No,
It was a joke.
that's my thing, man.
That's Mike Spicer's thing. Have you not seen his picture?
I see his picture.
You haven't seen his picture.
Yes, I have.
Look at his picture. What do you see on Mike Spicer?
What do you see?
I mean,
on
what do you
me?
see on Brant? Yeah.
Oh, Brent didn't get a haircut in that
And
picture.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt in that picture, so
It was
I'm
the
wearing a
winter.
sweatshirt right now. I guess it was the winter. I should be wearing a hat then.
I mean, you go right ahead, and then all
You,
gotta
you,
do-
were, you were wearing one in the reference that I gave the artist.
Was I?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Barry,
Was I
Anything
wearing a
else to say
sweatshirt?
about the Emma Frost in store?
Emma's hair looked great.
Yeah,
Jean's
yeah, it
hair
did.
looked
Great
pretty
style.
nice too.
Huh?
And Storm's
Is there
got
anything else?
30 days to live, not 29,
No.
not 31, 30.
30.
So at 11:59 p.m., once it hits 12,
She's
She's
dead. And then she goes to Krakoa, eats a plant, and then she's alive again.
I mean, why are they so worried? Just let her die, and she'll be resurrected.
That's a good point. Yeah. What?
kill her.
Maybe because it's a techno virus. They're scared. They're like, ooh, maybe the plants won't help. I'm
Yeah,
hoping the
maybe
next
it'll
giant.
affect all of Krakoa, and then Krakoa
Yeah.
will gain the
Mm.
technovirus, and it will die.
It's Y2K for Krakoa, be a big event. But yeah, I'm also curious if the other giant-sized books will actually continue this story. Because, like, where is it happening?
That's
Storm's
true.
alive and good in all the other
Right.
books. And they can't do a Marauders because Kitty's dying. So can't do an X-Men because everyone else is dying.
I answered him. He's behind on us, so by the time he catches up, it'll be too late.
Oh, I didn't know you answered. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I answered him. I got him. I answered him back. He mentioned about there being previous Spike minis. I read one from Dark Horse.
Yeah, Chris has read more Buffy than I think any of us. I think.
No, I read more Angel than any of you. Buffy, I'm a little spotty on. When we did the contest, I read most of Buffy.
I hadn't. I didn't like the Dark Horse books.
All right, so Chris, that was yours, right? Your number 3. So who did I get? Brant?
Mine and Brent.
Okay, go ahead, Kat.
Mine was Basketful Head, so we already talked
Yeah.
about it.
Okay,
And mine's X-Men Fantastic Four. We already talked about that.
all right.
There we go.
So that makes it short and sweet. All right, so let's see what's next here, guys. I'm talking about X-Men issue 7. So we talked about that one, right?
No, we have.
No,
No,
we
we
stopped.
can't.
Oh,
We
we
touched
briefly
upon it,
discussed it.
yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
let's go. Bring it away. Talk about it. What happened in the
There's
issue?
Crucible.
mutant religion.
The whole point of this issue was there was a crucible, and
Yeah.
Wolverine didn't want to be involved. Cyclops was conflicted about it.
No.
didn't like it.
Wolverine was interested in Cyclops Speedo. Let's not forget that.
Oh,
That's
yes.
what
Yeah.
happened in the
I
issue.
know, dude.
Well-
when I read that, I was like, okay.
I do remember reading that part
And then you fell
Of course,
asleep.
that's the part you remember.
because I remember they were talking about Jean Grey, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, Jean
Yeah.
in a
bathing
bikini,
suit, yeah,
and then he
yeah.
said Scott in a Speedo.
And I read that part 3 times, and I'm like, what? I thought maybe it was a dream, but why didn't he say that?
He wants to see Scott in
He
a
was
Speedo.
getting all like, yeah, I get to see Jean in a bikini, and he's like, yeah, well, you get to see me in a Speedo because you're coming with us.
It's because there's some interesting things happening on Krakoa. That's all.
Or
We
they're
all
just
know.
learning to coexist. Either way, it's interesting. So, I don't know. We'll
But
see what
Arrow,
happens with
basically,
it.
they have this new thing with the
There is some
Crucible where,
very interesting things going on with
are
it.
they really going there?
I
with
don't think
Jean
they
Grey
actually
and Scott?
are.
I have no clue, and I hope
They're
not.
definitely alluding to some
I
stuff.
think
Hey,
so. It all
they've been-
started with
they've
the
been-
rooms.
They've been sharing the rooms. We
Yeah,
know what's
exactly.
going on.
I don't
So,
need to know anything further than they're sharing the rooms. Period.
we've seen them partying on Krakoa. I think it's like a
yeah.
24/7 party on Krakoa. I don't know what's
Krakoa
going on.
is
Well,
an
except with the
interesting place.
Crucible, because the Crucible is for broken mutants, and I
Yeah.
love how they make Scarlet Witch like the devil.
Yeah,
I love that.
basically.
Pretender.
We know
Yeah,
what
don't
to
say
do
her
for her.
name to me. It was
You
crazy.
missed out, Mike. You missed out on a good
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
They basically tell Scarlet Witch for her they say no more.
It's like
Yeah.
Bloody Mary if you say it many times in the
Yeah, she'll
mirror
come
type
get you,
thing.
yeah.
It's like
I'll read it tomorrow before I
Yeah.
go to the shop.
It's like all those mutants that got turned human in House of M and all that stuff.
which was super interesting. I
Yeah.
love that. I
Yeah.
thought that was cool.
So they have the option to do the Crucible, which is basically fight Apocalypse in a sword fight and die, so they can get their powers back when they're reborn.
Yeah, because they have to
It's-
die.
It was so fascinating because I also really liked Kurt and Scott's kind of like philosophy.
dialogue,
Like, is this
yeah.
okay? Is this not
Yeah.
okay? And they're still like deciding if it is.
Yeah,
And then
Scott
you have
Nightcrawler.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have that with Arrow, which also
Me-
there's another Marvel character.
I know
called
that's.
that,
I
so.
was confused by that too, but this is a Cannonball's sister, his younger sister, Melody.
Yeah, and like she's part of like a big mutant family,
Yeah, so
and
she
she
gets
lost her powers.
reborn. So she gets reborn and has all of her mutant powers
She's
back.
naked, flying in the sky. Let's not forget about that.
We just
Well,
talked about sharing rooms and 100.
They all come out naked
Party.
from
What does
the-
it matter if
from
she's
the
naked in the
human-
Everyone's
sky?
just like, woo!
Yeah.
It sounded like a more like an X-rated book than an actual comic book.
They show just
And then-
enough.
As she's floating in the sky naked, let's not forget Nightcrawler just saying, "I think I need to start a mutant religion."
Yep.
And she's like, obviously like symbolizing Jesus in the
Right,
sky, and it was
yes.
just like it's a crazy, awesome issue. And yeah,
So we got
I don't
naked
know.
people flying around and other people doing threesomes. Let's just
Oh,
say
yeah.
it right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it
I
is.
don't know,
Crazy stuff
and you
going
can't die. Anyone who dies other than Kitty Pryde can be brought back.
Kitty becomes Lockheed, and that's all we know.
And possibly Storm now, I guess.
Yeah, well, we all
No,
know she'll be okay. Yeah, Storm's okay. Yeah, no, it was a cool issue though. I really liked it. X-Men like always surprised me. Where you think it's gonna be like an extremely slow issue, it's just
Yeah.
totally intriguing.
The
Right.
only issue with X-Men is the book is everywhere,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
True.
Every issue something different.
which is cool. But what's
It's not a trade book, which is kind of cool.
when is
Yeah.
he going to start putting things together though? You
Oh,
know what I'm
issue
When the
saying?
event happens.
Yeah, the 55
Shit,
part
we didn't
event.
talk about that. I forgot to
Yeah.
put it in the news.
What's
the
that?
sword event.
The X-Men event is going to
Wow.
be 15 parts.
Oh wow.
Can we also talk about the name being X of Swords and everyone's holding different swords?
I
It's like, did you
completely
run out
forgot
of
about
names?
that. Yeah.
15
Well, why
parts.
is
So,
it
wait,
like
so that means it's going to
swords?
be 15 weeks or several books a week.
Oh, I don't know.
Mm.
I think my first thought with it is that it's just going to be one book every week for 15 weeks.
That's what I would think. Yeah, and just make it a long,
Right.
like
Because when you look at it, you had Dawn of X and Powers of X. They were 6 issues each, 12 issues, one every single week, right?
right. So you're only going 3 more weeks.
Exactly. So it's really not that bad in all reality. I mean, if you do that. Now, if there's tie-ins and all that other nonsense,
There
then
will
it's going to be a problem.
There will be. It's Marvel. Come on. Every single X book will probably be tied into this, plus little one-shots.
No, I'm sure.
It says it's going to involve multiple books.
And
What I
multiple
just
swords.
Yeah.
So multiple
Kitty
books.
wasn't there, though.
Books. So if you get all the X books, there's what? We have so far X-Men,
Oh,
X-Force,
we have to
Wolverine.
count.
What? New
I
Mutant.
said, do we have to count? There's so
I'm
many.
counting just to figure out how many books a month come out.
All right.
Yeah,
There's
X-Men,
so
X-Force,
many.
Excalibur.
And there's more. There's Hellion coming out. There's
Cable.
Children of the Atom.
You're talking a lot of books. There's about 10 books that come out a month.
It's probably going to be its own book, and it'll probably take place in the main books. So for like Marauders, you know what I'm saying?
X-Men, X-Force.
Yeah, those main
Is
titles.
Excalibur really a main title?
It is
Both
actually.
Marauders.
Yeah.
Marauders, I guess.
the-
I would honestly consider
The
X-Force
initial
and
release
X-Men.
books.
The news story referenced Excalibur specifically because of the swords involved and all that.
Oh,
stuff.
there are a lot of swords
Yeah.
in there. So
Tevia does not want to read 15 books. Yet
was
he'll complain about every single issue, probably. Why?
But you read 15 books a week, so why not read 15 X-Men books? Just one a week.
yeah. Or don't read it. Like, that's a choice. X swords might use Sword of Might.
Now,
Ah,
Tevye, if you don't
beautiful.
read it, then you can't complain about it.
Mm.
That's true.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
There's a question. ICT Vinny. Just want to highlight that. Just buying the new X titles for their cool covers. Way too many. Who can keep up and afford it all? I mean,
No
that's
one.
a question. Yeah.
Very few people. That's why we've dropped. I think I've dropped most of them. I'm only reading X-Men and X-Force and Marauders.
I'm only reading Marauders and X-Men.
Those
I'll get
three.
Cable.
Yeah, I dropped Excalibur last issue.
Oh, and Wolverine.
Oh yeah, Wolverine too.
We have to
Yeah,
try all
so
these
many
new
books.
ones, though. There's all these new ones
I
coming
know.
out. So,
And X-Men
X
Fantastic
Factor's
Four.
coming out.
We gotta do
Yeah.
X-Men Fantastic Four. That's part of it too.
Oh, yeah,
No.
I guess, but that's only 5
No,
issues.
that's
so
it. There's X-Men in it. It counts.
Yeah.
2020 is the year of X-Men for Marvel.
Yeah,
All right,
oh, no.
so
I'll say I had to be choosy this week. I had like a lot more books on my list, and I had to pare it down and be picky. But,
oh, you better wait for next week. Holy
Yeah,
cow! Like
really.
not tomorrow.
yeah,
The week
next
after?
week.
Let me see how much I'm getting the
I
next
haven't
week.
looked yet. Yeah.
It's not too bad for me. I mean,
I
1, 2,
actually
3, 4,
noticed-
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I actually noticed since I've started
16.
my comic review, I've done 3 episodes so far. 3 weeks I've been back. First week, single digits. Second week, 13. This week I've read 15 books.
That's what I read this week. Yeah.
I noticed my
It
numbers
was a
are just
heavy
going
week
up.
though this week too.
I read, let me see.
I
Yeah, I
had
definitely
like
read a lot.
21
I
on
read
my
15.
list. Yeah.
I remember the days when we all read like 20 books and
Mhm.
how much we dwindled. Oh, we lost Mike. How much we dwindled. It's just like it's too hard to read them all. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't even
know.
think it's hard to read them all. I think the enjoyment factor has to be there. Right now, with DC, they're up in the air.
Yeah.
Marvel, a lot of it's X-Men.
Yeah.
So,
All our lives got a lot busier too. So,
Yeah.
Well,
you
that's
know.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm on ICT. Vinny said, Fantastic Four X-Men is great. Sue Storm is the shit. Yeah, we all agree
That's
with
true.
that.
Yeah, we
Is
agree.
the shit. She's a cool woman. What were we? I don't even know what we were.
We were talking about
X-Men.
X-Men. So we're about to.
X-Men. Okay.
I don't know what book is next because I don't have the.
I do.
Um,
X-Men was there. And then Mighty
Power
Morphin Power Rangers 48. Kat, go ahead.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this issue. I thought it was pretty good.
Wow.
I'm still here. I'm still.
Wow.
I'm joking. I'm still here.
I will say that I think there was a lot going on in this issue, but I love seeing Ranger Slayer. She's always cool. I like seeing the Tommy versus
Jason.
Jason. Yeah, there's a lot of good little scenes in this issue that are definitely building up to something big, something bigger, and the artwork's always good for it. And that cover is cool. I love the Ranger Slayer.
I'm getting all of the chromium covers, so I think this issue, they did the Rangers. I think one of the issues is the Green Ranger, and then the rest are all the rest of the Rangers in the Green Ranger shield. And then I think the pre-order for 3 months from now, when the new arc happens, is there's going to be like a wraparound cover. So they're doing a wraparound cover, 2 single issues you can put together, or the metallic wraparound cover. So I just grabbed the metallic wraparound cover.
Oh yeah, the covers are really cool for that book.
Yes, we have. Somebody asked if we've talked about Power Rangers and TMNT. Yes, we have, Vinny. We have. I think the issue's coming out soon. The next part,
next couple weeks, maybe.
So we will be.
I love that
talking
series.
about it.
Yeah, surprisingly, it's like Brant does not like Power Rangers. He likes the book. I do not like TMNT, and I love the book. And then you got Chris, who likes both.
Yeah,
I like both. Best of both worlds for me. So with that being said, let's go into our number three. Two? No, number twos. So Mike's back. So we'll let Mike actually start us with our number twos. Mike, number two. We just got into it. You missed all the Power Ranger talk. You're so lucky.
Oh man, it happened to be that my computer got messed up right at Power Ranger discussion.
Oh yeah, it got messed up.
No, it truly did. I swear to God.
Really, really, Vinny? I swear this.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I swear this group is the only one on YouTube who are talking about Power Rangers and or TMNT. Yeah, well, Kat and I are huge Power Ranger fans. We talk about all the books, and then I'm the humongous
Turtle fan.
So I talk about the Turtles books. I didn't get Jenica. I'm very surprised Jenica.
Yeah, I didn't either, actually. Yeah,
so I'll probably get whenever I get my hands on it, or I'll wait till the physical book comes to me from DCBS. But I'm reading all those, and of course the crossover with the Power Rangers and Turtles.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Power Rangers is a thing for me.
I know, but you would like that crossover, I think. Still,
yeah, it's fun.
You're probably right. It sounds really good. So.
It is cool, and the TMNT series, the main series, is really good right now too. So,
all right. So you said we're at number two.
Yeah.
Yep.
My number two was the book we already talked about. I almost said Harley Quinn because I got the Harley Quinn variant. So the
Curse of the White Knight.
Curse of the White Knight, yeah.
Which I actually heard Harley is good right now, but it's just like so much to catch up on. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know if it is or not, but yeah, it's just too much other stuff to read. Kat likes a book with Ninja Turtles in it.
I mean, it proves how good it is if I like
exactly.
it.
All right, so Michael, what's your number two?
Number two is Red Sonja and Vampirella Meet Betty and Veronica, issue number 9. What I like about
how long that book is.
I thought it was going to be like a 5 or 6 issue thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I liked about this issue, it had like the Archie art to it because we see Red Sonja and Vampirella, they go back in time to 1973 to warn Betty and Veronica about the whole thing about what's going to happen in the future. And yeah, so they're like trapped in that time, and then we get Dilton, who they're saying is Riverdale's smartest, to actually help them get back to their time zone. So what he does is he builds a time machine and basically sends them back, which was a success from what it seemed to be. But it's to be continued after that. And I like the issue. And like I said, the Archie art was really, it brought back the classic look of like the Archie comic book format. And I really enjoyed reading it.
That'd be interesting to see them drawn in Archie style. That's cool. I'm glad you're still doing it. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, Brant, what's your number two?
The book we just talked about, X-Men number 7.
So, Kat?
Mine was also X-Men issue 7.
And mine was X-Force. So there we go. Mostly X-Men.
Sweet. You enjoyed Domino dying. That's fantastic.
I like the story.
I like the story too, Chris. I had a good time with it. I liked the one scene that I liked in that X-Force was like when they were in the train and it showed them like Colossus like running through the train, like different panels like that. That was kind of cool, actually. All right, so next we're going to talk about, before we get into our number one, we talked about Giant Size X-Men, but a new release that came out. Not sure how many of you read it. I read it, and it was actually Finger Guns issue 1.
I didn't get a chance to read
it. This was an interesting. I mean, first of all, there was so much hype around this book, which was interesting and good for an indie book. I couldn't get into it though. I felt like it threw a lot at us without explaining anything. With the finger gun power, I just was so lost on that, and I don't know if the characters sucked me in enough. I mean, I like that they felt like real teens and that they didn't like fall into any tropes, but yeah, I didn't have as much of a grasp for this one.
Yeah, that was kind of my problem. Or one of my two problems. That because we read so much stuff, it's like, is this going to keep my interest going forward?
Yeah.
Was there enough to bring me back? And I'm not sure there was. I thought it was an interesting story, and I want to know why they have this ability, and why it's I thought it was kind of cool that he couldn't figure out just to try one, and she couldn't figure out just to try two fingers and all that stuff. But the other problem I had was kind of the weird message it sends. Like,
yeah, especially in this day and age.
Right, exactly. That it kind of made me a little uncomfortable because of that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I read this issue too, and I liked it for the originality aspect of it. It's something totally different, but I just felt like the story in many ways was kind of rushed. Like, it was kind of like, oh, I don't have these finger powers, and all of a sudden I have these finger powers, and he's just like, oh, and I've only had it for an hour, and it's just
I'm so confused.
And this
girl did a lot in that
each has these powers too, and you're kind of like, how did this girl get these powers, and what are these powers for? Why do they have them? And you're kind of just like left scratching your head by the time you get to the end of the book, you know?
Yeah.
So I was a little confused, and I'm like, if it's available, I might try issue 2 to see if it dives deeper into everything. And it's funny because on my comic book haul, I had the writer actually reach out to me and said that he appreciated me picking up the book. And he goes, I'm glad that I'm glad you enjoyed it, or find interest in it. So I was like, I told him it was very intriguing, which it is. It's an intriguing story.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of lost with it right now.
It's definitely different and unique. I've not seen anything quite like it. But yeah, it's just those two things for me. It's just go ahead, Kat.
I was just gonna say, especially because there's so many teen stories out there. Like, it's,
yeah, it's just with gun violence being a huge
it's an all-time high in America this year, or last year. Now going into this year,
it's just weird to put out a book where you can change people's emotions by shooting them with your fingers. It's like, okay. I did like that the girl kept saying it doesn't fix anything. It's not, that. So there was a little trying there, but it was just weird.
Yeah, and what she's gonna do with like her abusive father, right?
Right.
Yeah. So interesting. So yeah, that's finger guns for you. So now we move on to our number one. My number one book was Avengers of the Wastelands. I love that book, man. It's so good for me. And it's because it just continues off of Dead Man Logan. So, and it's just such a great and cohesive story. So you think like, yeah, this is only 5 issues or whatever it is, but it's really more like 17 issues because it continues straight from the other book. So good stuff. Chris, what's your number one?
Star Wars number 3.
Mine too.
I have a feeling.
Grant and I went 3 out of 5 this week.
Damn.
Michael, you're number one.
Amazing Spider-Man issue 40.
And Kat.
Mine was Dial H for Hero issue 12.
Nice. Oh, very good.
You know what that means.
This is a big week for this.
Oh, this is a big week for my section. This is time for the shopping block, everybody. Oh boy, what are we shopping this week, everyone? I'm chopping.
Oh, I got one.
I'm not chopping anything. Mike, what are you chopping prematurely?
Ant-Man. Half chop.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm so used to calling him Mike, but it's okay. We'll go with you first.
Okay. Ant-Man half chop. I didn't like this issue. It had some decent elements, but it's just too wacky for me. It's like too way out.
Comedic, man.
Yeah.
And Cassie, can we just talk about Cassie for 1 second? Just 1 second.
What
Such
about
a-
her
such a
West Coast
brat.
Avenger thing?
Such a brat. Sorry. She's just like, oh, it irks me because she's the complete opposite of what she is. But I did like the West Coast Avengers joke where the mom's like, oh, you're joining the Avengers? That's so cool. And even though the mom, she's also really out of character because she would not be okay with that. She's like, oh, West Coast? Nah, that sucks. So I like that one line. It is part of my panels, but I dislike this book.
This is one that didn't make my list this week, so it's one of the ones that I had to like just let go.
So Michael left, but we all know it's Punisher Soviet. So we'll go to Cat.
Oh yeah. The one thing I wanted to say about Ant-Man, the reason why
I'm back.
Was a half chop.
Mike's is still going, so you can wait.
Yeah, it was a half chop was because the next issue has Spider-Man and Black Cat in it.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, come on. Like, I got to buy it now because of that.
Yeah, half chop. It's like,
Yeah.
Like,
maybe.
Oh, I want to do it, but
Do I? We have Black Knight who says I'm dropping Strike Force and 50-50 on Morbius. So you're half
So there's a
chopping
half
Morbius. Yeah.
And also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, or we have chopped the dog.
What?
That's not nice.
No.
If you love this dog, you will like this video right now.
Dude,
Do you like this
it did
dog?
get PETA after us.
Don't you like this dog? Like this video. Like this video right
I
now.
don't like this message at all.
No.
I
would
don't support
never
this
chop
message.
my dog. My dog is my baby. I have 4 babies, 2 children and 2 dog children. But like the video now. For the dog. Like the video
That
for
was
the
very
dog.
weird and uncomfortable. But let's move on.
You're weird and uncomfortable. Go ahead, Brett. What are you chopping?
Oh man, what am I chopping? Shazam is kind of a half chop for me.
Shazam.
How could you
man.
chop it? It's
Shazam
a
done?
Superboy.
How can you not? I
I
mean,
d-
like, what is going on with this book?
It's confusing. The
Isn't it
art's
not
not
done?
great. What?
No, it's still going.
It's still going.
Oh.
Superboy Prime is probably coming back next issue. Like he's broke out at the end of this issue, so it's like that's why I'm holding on. It's just for that reason. But the main story is just like my dad's a superhero. Oh, my dad's not a superhero. Oh, my dad's a supervillain. Oh, what's going on? I don't know. It's just all over the place, and I'm just not feeling it anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to let it go because I like these characters, but
Yeah.
I'm right where Brant is. I don't know how much longer I want to pick this up. I think I'm gonna. I don't know. That's why I'm so 50-50 on it. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up or not, but
Yeah.
we'll see when the week comes out.
And we already talked finger guns. That's another one for me. And then Hidden Society, we also talked about earlier. So
Yeah, Finger Guns was one of mine, which I think I'm fully chopping. And then the other, I talked about Suicide Squad. I'm gonna drop that. And then Amethyst, which we didn't talk about.
Told you.
I know. I had to try it out though.
Yeah.
It's just
I
so
didn't even waste my
generic.
time.
It was a generic issue. It's about this teen who is from 2 different worlds, and then she finds out her kingdom's destroyed for some reason, and I'm just like, I'm not interested.
yeah, I looked at it. And I was like,
Amethyst Kingdom is dead.
not for me.
That book's gonna be canceled in 5 issues.
I think it's a mini, so
Oh,
it might get canceled right before the mini ends. But no, I mean, hopefully people liked it, but there wasn't much there for me.
And Michael, we know you're chopping Punisher Soviet. Am I correct?
Yep, Punisher Soviet issue number 4. Chop.
It's so enthused. Job.
It's chop.
Because
You know, you'd be a
already know.
great
Yeah, yeah.
mascot for the Cleveland Indians. Yeah, Cleveland, chop.
Or Atlanta Braves. Either one.
Either one.
They're
But
both
that's the
good.
chopping block. But before we get into key issues,
Yes.
and the dog is safe. Thank you all for your likes, by the way. I'd never chop my dog. Brant just likes to go into a dark place that I then have to clarify. I'd never
It
do
was
that.
weird,
You're
dude.
dark, Brant. Quiet. We're doing a giveaway to up the
All right.
Oh,
morale
okay.
right now.
I did not know this.
Well, I'm
Cool.
sorry. Yeah, you weren't here. We're giving away because I got Titan season 2 because it came out today.
Oh,
I'm giving away digital codes for season 1 and season 2.
cool.
I have to
Oh, who will
find.
be the lucky winner?
Give me a second. I gotta find the link for it. List
me,
of names.
Eileen.
All right, here we go. Here, I'm gonna put it on screen share.
And please make sure if you're here to let us know, because if you have it already, we can give it to somebody who does not have it already.
Yep.
All right.
Who will win?
So whoever the first person is on this list will win. And that is David Richard.
David Richard, are you
David.
here?
Who
Are
I
you
believe
here?
was the first person to comment. So
That's kind of funny.
probably not. Yeah.
Do we want to have a second place name just in? Okay.
We
Put his
Okay.
name on the screen so
yeah.
we can type his name in and put his name on there. So
David Richard, you said?
Yeah, David
Yeah.
Richard,
David Richard,
the man with two first names.
not Richard David.
David Richard.
David Richard.
You win.
You win, and you still
Come
here,
on
David.
down.
David, you must go on to Comic Frontline Gmail, right?
Yeah,
If
come
you're
not
online
online.
at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Could we get a backup cat just in case David Richard does not get back to us? I'm
Yes,
sorry
we
to make
can.
you go back to it.
Oh, I got a copy and paste on. I'm not
I'm
still
sorry.
screen shared, am I?
No.
No.
Oh.
But when you do, it'll go right back to it. I didn't take it off of that. So, David Richard, you won. However, if we do not hear from David Richard, who are we going to give it to next?
We have David Richard.
No, do it again.
All right. No, we could do Mike Manhattan because he's number 2.
Mike
You're
Manhattan.
runner up.
And he's
Mike.
here.
So Mike Manhattan. If
Mike
David Richard
Manhattan
does
has
not
the
claim the
runner-up.
prize, you do get it.
Yeah. So whoever emails, but Mike email, that way we get your email as well. And we'll wait for David to email for like a day.
If we don't
Um,
hear from David Richard by Friday, you win.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Or do you want to wait shorter time?
I don't know.
I was
Just
going to
Cass said a
say
day.
it. I would say a day. I don't think we have to wait until Friday.
Okay,
We'll
if
give
we
him a
don't hear
day.
from David Richard within the next 24-ish hours, Mike, send us your email and you will win both codes.
Yes. So there you go. That's our email. And thank you guys for commenting.
As always, yes.
Yeah. I think we're at the end. No, we're at the most participated now.
Yes.
And we understand Black Knight. By the way, thanks for being on the review yesterday. I'm sorry I missed your comment. I wasn't there when it was premiering.
There we go. Yeah, key issues, most anticipated books coming out tomorrow. Not a huge list this time, surprisingly. Let's start with Outer Darkness Chew. I think Mike's the only one that's interested in this, but
I am too. I didn't see that.
oh, you
one.
are. You didn't mark that.
I
one
love
down.
Chew.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't care about Outer Darkness. I just want Chew back. I don't even know what our Outer Darkness is, but if Chew somehow goes like into space with these people or whatever it is, I can imagine him like investigating aliens or something like that. But I'm just happy that the character's back after
Yeah.
so many years and not being there. I think that's what I'm most excited about. Curious to see what this story has to offer. I'm sure you are too, Chris.
Oh, very much so, especially with the ending to Chew, the series. I'm interested in seeing where we're going next.
Outer Darkness is another comic that John Layman wrote. So I guess he's just messing his two universes together.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I never read Chew actually, so
Well, it's so good, man.
I know.
So, Get
I've
the
always heard
books
that.
if you can.
Yeah.
I got like the first. I forgot what those things are called. The Omnivore edition,
Yeah.
where it's like an oversized, like super oversized.
Yeah,
The first like 8 issues. Oh, I wish I could get. I want to get the full series like that. It'd be so cool because of the size of the book.
yeah. Maybe someday I will.
I have 2 Chogs as well.
Yeah, I know you do. Ghostbusters Year 1, number 2.
Yep. I'm gonna be looking forward to that.
And let's get into some number 1 issues. We got Strange Adventures, number 1 from
Yeah.
yeah.
There's
Oh,
too many
I'm not buying
Stranges
that.
coming out this
I
week.
know. Yeah.
I like Tom King's things that are not A-listers because I really liked
Yeah.
Mr. Miracle. I liked his vision. So
Mhm.
I'm interested in this. And also it's rated 17. So I'm interested to see like a darker version of a DC story.
I really got into Adam Strange during one of the Crisis events when they were doing the Rand Thanagar War and all that, and then in 52 and all that stuff. So I'm curious about it too. I want to see what it's like, that first issue at least. And staying with Strange, we get Strange Academy, which I'm actually really excited for. I think
I'm interested in this one for sure.
Yeah, I am too. I think this This could be a fun series if done well. I just hope it's just not boring.
Yeah.
But it could be a lot of fun. It definitely has me intrigued.
Mm-hmm. We got Mirka Andolfo's Mercy #1. Mike and I are looking forward to that one. The art looks absolutely gorgeous.
Oh man, yeah, the interior was great. Like obviously,
what company is Mercy in?
Image. It's the Unnatural creator, Chris.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a book that came out in Italy already.
Right.
So it's just being reprinted.
Yeah,
for
the
America.
cover that Art Germ did for it was.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
I'm gonna check it out.
And
I think this. Oh, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then the interiors, like you were saying, was really drawn nice too from the preview pages.
Yeah, I think this might be her first book, like the first one she did.
Nice.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm not positive, but it might be.
Hey, Unnatural was amazing, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, for sure.
I will also say go check out my interview because I interviewed her honestly a couple of weeks ago, and you can check that out about Mercy.
Oh, cool. I didn't realize you interviewed her. Let's see. We got Spider-Man Noir #1.
Hello, Von Strange. We were just talking about Strange books.
Welcome.
That's kind of funny. It looks like me and Chris are interested in Spider-Man Noir.
I'm going to check it out too.
Yeah. I mean, I love Spider-Man Noir when it first came out a while ago. I'm just curious what they're going to return, what they're returning to, and what we're going to get in this return.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I just hope it's not a Spider-Verse 5.
I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be
exactly. That's what has me a little nervous. We have Batman #90.
Right. Thank you, Black Knight. Have a great night, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Black Knight.
So Black Man. I got Black Knight and Batman mixed up. Batman #90, continuing this crazy storyline that's going on right now.
I want to throw out a disclaimer for those of you that wanted the Punchline variant. They changed it from issue 94 to 92. So if you didn't
make those orders,
if you didn't pre-order issue 92's variant, pre-order it.
And it's
funny.
Yes, DCBS warned me, so I was like, I'm gonna grab that variant.
It's funny too because in their solicits, right, it still says that it's obviously in 94.
Yep. Nope. It's 92 now.
Did you guys talk about Hell Arisen?
No.
Oh, okay.
I only read the. I
don't read it.
I don't either. So. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
So.
And I didn't even get my hands on it either. I didn't get that.
No, I didn't either. So
it was hard
to
get. Yeah, I got it with the skin of my teeth. But yeah, I only read the Punchline part. I did not read the rest of it. Punchline's in like 2 pages. She does that not much. So.
For 2 pages, everybody went nuts.
Yeah.
It's definitely not like a big issue for her. I'm hoping Batman will be. I'm hoping this issue will be, or is she just hype and that's it? Is she ever gonna have a story?
I feel like these are first appearances, and then we'll get like full first.
I think she's getting origins at some point, but I don't know.
I mean, is it 92 or is it 94 that she gets her?
92. 92 she gets the variant. I don't know if it's an origin.
But will it be the origins? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
To answer Barry Allen real quick, I don't know where Black Knight is. Last time I saw him, he was in Weird World.
He just went to bed.
Not that Black Knight. The Marvel Comics Black Knight.
And he likes all our individual channels, so we're always thankful for that.
Yeah. All right. So the last book we have to talk about then is The Flash, number 750.
Yeah, I'm only getting this because 750.
I'm gonna read it digitally.
I haven't been reading it. It's still the same creative team, right? So I haven't
same
been
creative
loving
team.
it. Yeah. So it's 750 though. You gotta
check it out.
check it out.
I also feel like there's gonna be there's also gonna be big moments too because you have Wally's things. That's why I'm picking it up.
I agree with that comment. The joke is the people chasing after those 2 books.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I got both, and I still think it's crazy.
You still feel like it's not really justified, right?
I hope it will be because I have them. But either way, I was gonna buy Batman and Hell Arisen. It's cool to have a first appearance. So even if it's not gonna be the big thing that everyone thinks it's gonna be, but we'll see.
I don't think Batman 90 is gonna have anything special in it, but okay. He said
no, I mean she's in. She might have a bigger appearance. Blah 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 blah. Every appearance she has is like people are going crazy.
Yeah, now people are gonna eat it up.
People are just gonna keep waiting until they're gonna keep buying it until she makes that first full appearance.
Yeah. Remember when Jenica became a turtle? That issue sold out. The issues at the next 2 issues sold out, and then way back in her very first appearance in the 80s, that issue sold out. But before that, it was fine.
You know what? It's also similar to Chris, the Red Goblin situation in the Amazing Spider-Man.
Is that still worth money?
No.
It's gonna be funny if she just like dies in a few issues.
I'm gonna laugh at everybody because that's when the book's gonna go from like 100. I think somebody slabbed it and wants $1,000 for Batman and Hell Arisen.
Yeah, the prices were crazy for those. Yeah.
I'm trying to see how much this Red Goblin issue is.
Yeah, see if you can look it up.
I see that 9.8 is like $100 on Etsy. That's graded.
That's not a lot.
That's not a lot graded for a graded.
And eBay, I see $4, but this one looks a little bad. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, $2, $3. Yeah, it went down.
It's gone. So see, that's what's going to happen. I feel with Punchline, especially if it gets oversaturated and people lose interest or she goes away.
Well,
yeah.
Part of the issue with the Red Goblin is he hasn't been relevant at all.
Yeah,
since he's been created, it's a matter of the character is relevant in the universe.
Immortal Hulk.
Going forward. Yeah. So if Punchline is in a major story and continues to be in stories, then she'll obviously her issues will be worth money in the future. Now, like Brant said, if she dies though, and she's not in any more issues, then that's when it drops.
That's like that would be the biggest Rickroll that DC could ever do to the readers, make everybody go nuts. I feel bad for anyone who pays more than cover price for those books.
Oh yeah, for sure. Don't pay too much.
So ICT, who's getting the first full appearance?
I don't know if it was a joke or not. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Another guy, not Punchline.
I'm not sure.
Honestly, at this point,
I can't
Batman 80, whatever, 89. So I really don't care about 90.
Yeah, as far as Flash 750, if it's if it's anything like Wonder Woman 750, you'll be fine by it in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. But did it actually go down in price? I don't know.
All I know is
like
it was fired because of 5G. So you got to wonder if 5G is going to even hold any water.
I mean, we also don't know that's the reason he got fired. These are all
there was. Well, I know, but a lot of people are speculating that.
Yeah, there's all speculations, but we don't actually know.
No, we don't know. We don't know.
Oh, the designer. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. I forgot about it already.
Oh well.
Yeah, because he made that cameo appearance in the last issue.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now, Ruben. Nah.
The key thing is what the designer is, who's behind that mask.
Yeah.
So that's the key thing about when it comes to the designer.
It's Alfred.
Yep, it's Alfred. He
went to Krakoa and
no, he went to the Lazarus Pit. The X-Men have Krakoa. DC Comics has the Lazarus Pit. Look at what happened with Kandor. The entire freaking city came back to life because of the Lazarus Pit.
I was going to say, is the Lazarus Pit still around? I guess it is. They have to have some rules with that Lazarus Pit. I feel like anyone could dip their toes.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no rules. Anyone. And the fact that I love how this is how they brought Kandor back, the Lazarus Pit. You have so many other ways you could have brought Kandor back. It could have been fake. It could have been this. You used the Lazarus Pit.
I like the way that the Arrow TV show handled the Lazarus Pit. There were repercussions for it.
Yeah.
They had a bloodlust. Yeah.
I agree. And also, you didn't become unless it was like magic, then you didn't become the same person, which was cool.
Right.
That would be nuts if it was Alfred. I'm just saying, maybe he went in the Lazarus Pit. He went crazy, decided he wanted to kill Bruce.
I mean, that'd honestly be a pretty cool story.
It would be cool, but it can't be him, though, at the same time, because all these villains made a deal with this person. So it
had to be years in advance.
Yeah.
Alfred's like, ha, 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 ha. I've been working against you the whole
Alfred's
time.
Twin brother.
I just hope it's not Hugo Strange again. I really
please, no.
I've had enough of that, man. They throw him into such stupid twists, and it's like, oh, it's you again. Go away.
No more Bane. Yeah, I don't even know.
I'm tired of Bane too. I need a couple of months. I need a couple of years away from him.
It's Martha Wayne.
See, yes, let's see that Joker version of Martha Wayne. Yeah,
Thomas Wayne.
Oh man, we saw that already too.
It's going to be somebody completely new.
Maybe. Yeah, it's gonna be take the mask off like. Wait, who are
Who
you?
are you?
My name is. Oh God. Oh, what was that stupid meme?
You had all that privilege when we were in
Jeff.
6th grade, and I'm
Take it
mad
off.
at you.
Take it up. My name is Jeff. I had a job.
Oh, we went off track. I don't
Yeah.
even know where we're
Is that
at.
it? Is that all the
We're
books?
talking.
think
We're
that was it,
speculating who
actually.
the designer is. It's Jeff
We were.
It's
We're not
totally-
doing a great job
totally
at
Jeff.
from State Farm.
it. State Farm. I hope
He's-
that's true. I would love to
He's
see
wearing
that.
a red sweater and khakis.
Hey, Jack.
I thought it was
See,
Jake
that's
from
the
State
worst.
Farm.
I'm calling it different, Michael. Thank you. Thank you.
Chris
It is
doesn't want to get sued by State Farm. Neither does DC.
She sounds completely horrible. Well, that's because it's a he.
Oh God.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
That's it. Is
My
not
good
all the
neighbor.
anticipated books.
that's it.
That's
That's
it.
it. We're done.
We're
We had
done.
a giveaway. So Mike Manhattan, David Richard, whichever one of you, hopefully David Richard, you get in touch with us. If not, Mike Manhattan, get in touch with us. And you will get your first 2 Teen Titans seasons for digital from us. Don't forget, Teen Titans Season 2 did drop on Blu-ray DVD today. So if you want to get your hands on a copy, go to your local Best Buy, Amazon, wherever you buy books. This was Frontline. And as always, does anybody have anything to say before we close out?
I do have a couple of things. Does anyone else have stuff?
No.
Okay.
I do have one thing, but I'm gonna use mine for last.
Mine being, I opened up a mailing list for my writing. So if you want to sign up for that, I have it in the chat, but I also will have it on my channel, it'll be on my Twitter and all that fun jazz. So sign up. It's a weekly newsletter. It'll go straight to your email. It's about writing, comics, TV, journalism. So check that out. And then also, like Father Like Daughter issue 5 and The Dancer are officially out for non-Kickstarter backers. So if you want to check out both those issues, go check them out. It's my Etsy store. I also posted the Etsy store in the comments, but that's also on my Twitter and will be on my YouTube channel as well. I think I'm going to do a video on it, just promoting it. So check that all out.
All right.
So,
and I'm gonna
real quick.
Also one other thing too, but go to Mike first.
Oh no, yeah, real quick. Ruben here. Chris put this up on the comments. I found out the other day. He commented on my video, and he's like, "Oh, it looks like my comic shop, Comic Central." So me and Ruben go to the same comic shop, which is Comic Central, and he goes, "You should try out my other local comic shop, Acme Comics." I go to Acme Comics all the time, not necessarily to buy, but to
I like the name. I like the name alone.
actually, yeah, they've been in business since like 1980. They're huge. They got they're a gigantic store, but they tend to like be a little bit more expensive sometimes, and they don't have as many like issues to buy when it comes to the new comics. So I try to keep my shop in business more because they're a smaller scale store. But I'll go over there to check it out every once in a while. So maybe Ruben, maybe I might meet you at Comic Central. So we'll see.
Never know.
All right, Kat, you had something else.
Lastly, Monday actually will have the editor-in-chief Matt Cave on my channel to do an
nice.
interview. Yeah, we just chatted today, and he's actually been a long-time viewer of my YouTube channel, which was really cool. So go check that out. We're actually giving away a trade. So let me show you guys.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's gonna give us Show's End. I'm gonna show you guys the
Okay.
cover.
That's the
And-
the circus one.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
recently released that. So that's the cover. You guys will get a free trade. Literally, if you just comment, I'll put you in the raffle. So check that out.
You should tell him me and Chris are fans of Over the Ropes.
I
Yes,
definitely will.
we
I'll
are.
let you guys. I'll let him know. It's 9:00 Monday. So also if Brant
Eastern.
and Chris want to join.
Sweet.
Eastern, yes. Definitely go check that out.
So I have a couple of 4 things to talk about. Speaking of newsletters, Shooting Star Presses will be releasing its first one soon.
This week. Yeah.
This week. Brant's the one that had to confirm. So sometime this week, Shooting Star Presses. If you haven't, link is in my description on my channel and all over the place. So if you want to subscribe, I'm going to be talking about all things comic books, writing, Shooting Star Universe, 529 Universe, etc., whatever on my mind. Some exclusive stuff will be in those newsletters. So definitely, if you'd like, subscribe. Also, I'll be doing an unboxing on my channel tomorrow. I'll be reaching out to the company that I'm doing the unboxing of. So look forward to that unboxing. I learned that I'm stupid and don't know how to set up groups right on Facebook. Dark Avenger officially has a group on Facebook now, not a page. So I'll be working on that, and I'll be putting links on my videos starting maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I have to fix up the page still. And that's it. I don't know what my fourth thing was anymore now. So I had 3 things. So look forward to all of that. And then maybe I'll use number 4. Keep an eye on Dark Avenger Gaming. I'll be streaming some stuff. But also, don't forget to click that subscription button wherever it is on your screen for Comic Corner 2.0 if you're watching it on there. And Comic Frontline. And if you're on whichever channel, switch it up and subscribe to both channels. Over Brand said, don't forget to click the notification bell on both channels. This way you're notified when videos go up and live shows happen. Then on Michael's corner, don't forget to click the like button, show YouTube you like this video. And then on Mike's Spider Slayer Others corner, who doesn't know where he's pointing at all, you can go to Comic Frontline social media. And speaking of social media, if you'd like to follow all of us individually, just check out the links right here.
Yes.
I'm getting too good at this. It's scary. Have a great week, everybody. Happy New Comic Day, and we'll see you all next week.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.